the very primary word is group.
Right.
Everything revolves around a group.
Right, sir.
It's not only the candidate. For that matter, you take any individual.
Mhm.
It is a natural phenomena that as an individual, your behavior would be different. And when you are in a group, be it a social group or a formal group,
Right, sir.
your behavior is bound to change.
Right.
There's no denial of it.
Mhm.
Am I right? So, like you are at a home, you're in with your mother, father, brother, sister, everybody. Your behavior has a certain pattern.
Mhm.
With a way, let's say you're going for a formal function,
Yeah.
your behavior immediately changes.
Right.
Why? Because the group members change.
Mhm.
Perforce your behavior changing.
Right.
Exactly something like happened with the candidate as well. You must learn the art of buying time. When I say buying time means if you speak slowly,
Mhm.
clearly,
Right, sir.
emphatically,
All right.
what is happening? You're buying time.
Mhm.
So your thought process will flow in a regular frame. Whereas you speak fast,
Mhm.
whatever was in your mind within 30 seconds is emptied out.
Got it, sir.
I would rather, what is in my mind, which I am, dialing out in 30 seconds, I would rather take 1.5. In my tenure, I have seen a repeater coming for the 27th time.
My God. Okay.
So
Okay.
his knowledge is more than mine,
Right, sir.
to be honest.
Hello friends, welcome back to Defense Roger, and I hope you're doing good. My name is Sheetal Yadav, and in today's episode we have Commander Somal, who has served over 37 years in Indian Navy. Not only this, Sir has also served in SSB Bhopal for 3 different tenures. Along with that, he raised SSP at Coimbatore. Sir is a faculty at Force Defense Academy Indore, एंड फोर्स डिफेंस अकेडमी आप सभी कैंडिडेट्स के लिए एक रियल टाइम 5 days एस कैंप ला रहा है. इट स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम 29th of June to 3rd of July, सो बुक योर सीट्स इन एडवांस. इस कैंप के अंदर जो असेसमेंट दिया जाएगा वो एक्स SSP बोर्ड मेंबर्स के थ्रू दिया जाएगा, जैसे कर्नल मनोज सर, कमांडर सोमल सर, कैप्टन सतीश सर और ऐसे काफ़ी सारे असेसर्स हैं जिनको ईयर्स ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस है. वन ऑफ द बेस्ट थिंग अबाउट द कैंप इज़ दैट इट्स कॉस्ट दैट इज़ ओनली 2000 रुपीज़. दैट इंक्लूड्स योर फूड एंड अकोमोडेशन. आफ्टर द कैंप द फीडबैक विल बी प्रोवाइडेड टू यू, जिससे आपकी आने वाली SSB में आपको काफ़ी हेल्प मिलेगी. सो वॉट आर यू वेटिंग फॉर? एनरोल फास्ट, सीट्स आर वेरी लिमिटेड. Coming back to video, we have talked about GTO in very much detail as Sir was ex-GTO, whether the importance of every task, the batch of repeaters and what is the difference between the batch of repeaters and the batch of freshers, and various other factors. I hope you'll get to learn something new. So without any further delay, let's go back to the video.
So welcome to the platform, and I'm really very happy to have you here because this video is regarding GTO and it is one of the important tasks in SSB. And candidates generally evaluate नहीं कर पाते कि उन्होंने किस तरह से performance सही किया है या गलत किया है, and what is the right approach and what could be better than asking these questions from you. So before I start the actual questionnaire, I welcome to the platform.
My pleasure.
So definitely we are going to talk about the 9 important tasks of GTO. But sir, apart from that, there are other contributing factors in GTO which really impact our performances. Like sir, मैंने generally देखा candidates को injury हो जाती है while performing the task, and generally, especially the freshers are not aware of such thing. So how somebody can really avoid the injury while performing in GTO task?
See, it's like this, there's a wrong notion, I would say, among the candidates as well as the parents in particular. They feel that there is a lot of physical activity involved.
Right.
So they become very cautious about it.
Mhm.
Now I'll tell you where the problem lies. Majority of the candidates who ever get injured, though they are not, these are exceptional, I would say. In my long years of SSB tenure, I have seen very few candidates get injured, and particularly they get injured only in 2 tasks.
Mhm.
One is the individual obstacles,
Right.
because they are not familiar to it to begin with. Second, they don't know how to go about,
Right.
despite the fact that we explain to them in detail
Mhm.
as to how they should tackle.
Right.
Second is the GOR, group obstacle race.
Right, sir.
There is a second task where the candidates, tend to get injured.
Right.
And third, if at all it happens, is during the group task. That is by their own folly.
Okay.
It's not because of the design of the task as such.
Right.
So I would say when the GTO is explaining them as to how they should go about, they must definitely pay attention to it and follow it that way.
Right.
You see, there are 2 elements.
Mhm.
One is one factor is the fear of failure.
Right. Right.
So extra cautious. That is one part. Second, he is in an unfamiliar situation. There are a lot of candidates who are not familiar.
Mhm.
Plus, the social fabric is undergoing a change.
Right.
It is not the same what it was probably 20 or 30 or 40 years back,
Mhm.
where there were a lot of outdoor activities. Now
Right.
people have got indoor.
Mhm.
Because of it being indoor, less of sports, less of physical activities. So this probability has increased further. I
Mhm.
would say that way.
Right,
That's
sir.
one of the root causes.
Right, sir. Sir, G2 is always in observation mode. Sir, he's observing all the candidates apart from performing the task, but their behavior also. But, sir, there would be candidates who might behave in certain way, and they're observing that is being observed by the GTO during the task. And that is a very red alert for a GTO. But he just keep an observation ki, theek hai, the candidate is performing this way or he's behaving in this way, sir. Any such observation throughout the sir, tenure, and now also you're seeing being a part of Force Defense Academy, you're also dealing with the candidates, sir. So इस तरह का आपने कोई behavior notice किया हो सर?
देखो ऐसा होता है कि ऐसा मान के चलिए जो
हम्म,
हमारी टेक्निक है द वेरी प्राइमरी वर्ड इज ग्रुप.
right,
Everything revolves around a group.
right, sir.
It's not only the candidate. For
हम्म,
that matter, you take any individual.
हम्म,
It is a natural phenomena that as an individual your behavior would be different, and when you are in a group, be it a social group or a formal group,
right, sir.
your behavior is bound to change.
Right.
There's no denial of it.
हम्म,
Am I right? So, like you are at a home, you're in with your mother, father, brother, sister, everybody. Your
हम्म,
behavior has a certain pattern.
हम्म,
With a which, let's say you're going for a formal function,
हाँ,
your behavior immediately changes.
right, sir.
Why? Because the group members change.
हम्म,
Perforce your behavior changes.
right,
Exactly something like happened with the candidate as well. So at times what happens, the candidate is not what he should be.
right.
So what I would say that he's wearing a mask.
हम्म,
We are professional.
right,
We know sometime or the other he will be caught.
right,
So
sir.
what happens is because at times I would say you are behaving in a particular pattern.
हम्म,
Okay, I will overlook it.
हम्म,
Second time you repeat the same behavior.
हाँ,
Now I have put a question mark.
okay.
And the third time you behave again in a similar fashion,
हम्म,
now that question mark is out.
okay, sir.
Now it is time for me to penalize.
हम्म,
In other words, I would say that you have confirmed my doubt.
हम्म,
So I have given ample time, ample scope.
right.
Because sometimes what happens, unknowingly you do that.
हम्म,
Now
right,
that is very important for a GTO
right.
to understand whether it has happened unknowingly
हम्म,
or it is an inherent trait in the individual. See, there lies the difference. And that will depend on the experience and the exposure of the GTO
हम्म,
towards the candidate, I would say.
right.
It's like that.
Yeah. So, along, if I start with starting with the first task, that is group discussion, and also if I include lecturette because they both comprises of knowledge, काफी important role है sir knowledge का. But we generally talk about boost your knowledge, work upon your knowledge. But what is the right approach to really work upon that area, especially candidate going for the direct entry because जो written entry के through जाते हैं sir, they have already gone through certain areas, they know a basic about everything. But if somebody going for the direct entry, sir, and they really want to work upon their journal knowledge, current affairs, what should be the right approach for that?
देखो ऐसा है ऐसा मेरा मानना है with the long years of experience and the type of candidate that I have seen. The group task series starts with group discussion.
Right, sir.
In one word, I would say we are looking for group effectiveness. Can you make your presence felt? Not in the eyes of the GTO, in
Mhm.
the eyes of the group.
Right,
Right?
sir.
Way back, I'm saying maybe about 35 years back,
Mhm.
we tabulated,
Mhm.
made a tablet by our own experience as to what we are looking for. You would be surprised in group discussion, we are looking for only 32 qualities in a single task. But
Okay.
I will not go into the details of those 32, but
Uh-huh.
I'll definitely give you an outline frame of it.
Right,
For
sir.
example, the first and foremost, ability to communicate. It is of utmost importance.
Right, sir.
Number two, confidence level.
Mhm.
Number three, your depth of the subject.
Right.
Number four, your
Mhm.
effectiveness. Are the people willing to listen to you?
Right.
Are you leaving an imprint on the group?
Mhm.
And last of all, how actively you're involved in the discussion as a whole.
Right, sir.
It's not that I have had my say,
Mhm.
now I've done my job. No,
Mhm.
you have to be very much actively involved to say as to what each member of the group is saying.
Right, sir.
So that's the only way you can be active participant, not otherwise.
Right, sir.
So there lies the importance of group effectiveness.
Right. Got it, sir. सर जैसे नॉलेज भी हमने डेवलप कर लिया है बट व्हेन आई पर्टिकुलरली टॉक अबाउट लेक्चरेट पार्ट these 3 minutes are very important because we have to properly structure how we are going to speak about any respective topic. But sir वो 3 मिनट बहुत बड़े लगते हैं because we don't know how to really portray our knowledge along with the self experience whatever we are topic we have chosen and whatever we are about to talk about. So sir, how somebody can really utilize those 3 minutes confidently and in a very proper structured manner?
See, I've seen some of the very, I would say, very good candidates.
Uh-huh.
They're well prepared. They know the subject well.
Right.
But that microsecond gaps
Mhm.
from the time he knows it is my turn, he gets up from there and comes to the rostrum.
Mhm.
That few steps that he walks, it is full of anxiety.
Mhm.
He has put so much external pressure on himself.
Right.
By the time he has taken position to speak,
Mhm.
half of his theory is already out.
Got it, sir. Right.
I always say, if you have the gift of the gap, you
Mhm.
can communicate,
Mhm.
then all that you need to do is the moment you stand, look at the audience,
Mhm.
don't look at the GTO,
Okay.
it's important. Secondly, spell out the topic
Mhm.
and start defining the topic.
Okay.
Let it be any topic.
Mhm. Right.
That's the best way to start. It will
Mhm.
build up your confidence immediately
Right, sir.
because you're getting into the subject matter. I
Mhm.
always say, define the topic,
Mhm.
raise question on the topic,
Okay, sir.
and your answers that you get from the questions, you
Mhm.
know, make them into a chain. That will become your discussion.
All right, sir.
Number two,
Mhm.
you must learn the art of buying time. When I say buying time means if you speak slowly,
Mhm.
clearly,
Right, sir.
emphatically,
All right.
what is happening? You're buying time. So
Mhm.
your thought process will
Mhm.
flow in a regular frame. Whereas you speak fast,
Mhm.
whatever was in your mind within 30 seconds is emptied out.
Got it, sir.
I would rather, what is in my mind, which
Mhm.
I am, dialing out in 30 seconds, I
Mhm.
would rather take 1.5 minutes.
Right, sir.
I go slowly, I go emphatically, I go clearly.
Mhm.
People understand. I keep looking at the audience left to right to left, that way.
Mhm.
So gradually, what is happening is you're easing out that external pressure,
Right.
which unknowingly you have created on yourself.
Right, sir.
That's the best way. And
Mhm.
the last thing is
Mhm.
use simple way of speaking. Don't come up with flowery language. I've seen many candidate, they come with prepared words.
Yes,
कि ये
sir.
तो इसको करना ही करना है.
So, yes, sir.
And in the bargain, they get stuck on that particular word.
Right, right.
And the last point is,
Mhm.
I always tell,
Mhm.
देखो अगर आप कहीं अटक जाते हो ना,
Mhm.
the best way to get into it is change the language. Immediately switch over. आप इंग्लिश में बोल रहे हो ना,
Uh-huh.
immediately हिंदी में आ जाओ. और एक सेंटेंस के बाद में you'll find your thoughts have come back.
Mhm.
Come back to English.
Right, sir.
ऐसे इतने स्पीकर देखे हैं आपने टीवी पे आते हैं. They
Mhm.
keep changing the mode. दो सेंटेंस हिंदी में बोल दिए, एक सेंटेंस इंग्लिश में बोल दिया. Basically, yeah, they are binding the audience.
Right, right.
I
Yes.
the moment I give a break,
Mhm.
the audience will get bored. They know कि ये कुछ भूल गया है.
Right,
That should not happen.
right, sir. Okay.
So that becomes very important.
Yes, sir. So, one of the important tasks is command task, but it comes somewhere in the middle. But I've generally observed that GTO will generally discuss with the candidate before the command task. And I believe sir GTO ने उस टाइम पे उस कैंडिडेट के रिस्पेक्ट में एक परसेप्शन बना लिया होगा कि किस तरह का कैंडिडेट है. So sir, what is the importance of that conversation just before the command task?
The very purpose of the conversation between the candidate and the GTO, those 20 odd seconds or 30 seconds, the GTO is accompanying, basically is to put him at ease. Because that is the first time in the entire GTO series, a candidate and GTO are one-to-one on talking terms.
Yes, sir.
Till then, we are addressing the group as a whole. For me, X, Y, Z is everybody is equal.
Okay.
It's the first time I say, hello Sharma, how are you?
Yes, sir.
I don't say number 20. I don't say number 17. Which I keep addressing till all the tasks are on. This is the only task.
Yeah, right, sir.
So Malik, how are you feeling? So it is basically rapport building, getting out that fear out of the candidate's mind.
Okay,
कि
sir.
नहीं यार ये GTO इतना खतरनाक आदमी नहीं है, ये हमारे साथ ही है. He cares for us. He looks after. So
Right.
put him at ease.
Okay.
And by the time your conversation is over, what's your father, how many brothers and sisters, and how are you feeling, you are at the task. So that he feels कि he is at home. मतलब जो उसका थोड़ा बहुत उसके मन में जो डर था, उसको निकालना है. प्राइमरी मकसद ये है.
Right.
Irrespective of his level, he could be a low-level candidate, he could be a mediocre, he could be a high level. That doesn't matter.
Right, sir.
But for sure, by then, fair amount of idea is there in the GTO's mind as for the level of the candidate. There's no doubt about that.
So, you are associated with Force Defense Academy and they're conducting a workshop, SSP workshop. And so 5th of June पे भी एक workshop था and I got a feedback that 50 plus candidates have registered through the video, which I did recently. And probably 29th of June से भी एक workshop start है, sir. So what kind of experience you had, from the past workshop, so that the people who are watching it, they can consider according to their need, because sir, it is super affordable for the candidates who are preparing for SSP. Just 2,000 rupees is being charged by the candidates. तो सर मुझे लगता है कि थोड़ा सा आपके थ्रू एक्सपोजर जो होगा उनको एक बेटर क्लैरिटी आएगी कि किस तरह का कैंप है जो फोर्स डिफेंस एकेडमी करा रही है.
Yeah, charges are minimal हैं. See, the basic aim is, I'll tell you the basic purpose of it. The basic purpose is twofold. One, एक तो ये है कि लोगों में काफी फियर रहता है कि पता नहीं ऐसे में क्या होगा, कब होगा, कैसे होगा, कौन करेगा.
Yes, sir.
Number one, to answer all these questions. That's why it is a 5-day camp, because SSB is of 5 days.
Yes, sir.
So we follow exactly the same pattern that the SSB follows.
Okay, sir.
So basically to put the candidate into gear.
Right.
यहाँ पे ऐसे होने वाला है, इतना time frame होगा, because they have prepared from various agencies.
Right.
Self study की होगी, कोचिंग लेके आए हुए, कुछ को अपना वो होगा. There are two types of candidates. एक तो वो होते हैं जिन्होंने कहीं से सीखा है, थोड़ा सीखा हो, ज्यादा सीखा हो, और दूसरे कैंडिडेट वो होते हैं जो already had exposure of SSB in reality.
Right, sir.
But they could make the grade.
Right, sir.
तो जैसे अगर second type के हैं, those who couldn't make it, we then try to find out कि ये भाई कहाँ कमी रह गई थी. And then we try to tell them, देखो, आप में ये कमी रह गई.
Right.
And this is the way that you must overcome.
Right, sir.
It may be maybe their communication, it may be their practical application, it could be their eye for details. There could be n number of reasons, right? Those who have come after coaching or have studied on their own, they must get into the groove of SSB. So by the time our 5 days are complete, they are well prepared mentally and physically, both. So they have no fear whatsoever. So I would highly recommend that people who are really aspiring and who have their fears, they must come, spend time, and they will find that it will definitely benefit them. There's no doubt about it.
Right, sir. I got a feedback therefore, I was super excited to know कि sir किस तरह का experience रहा through you, because 50 plus candidates, those who have registered, 50 is a very huge number, sir. For me,
That's correct.
Right, sir. Through that recent video. So coming back to the GTO task, sir, you have analyzed the fresher group as well as the repeaters group, sir. But what is exactly is the difference in their performance when it comes to GTO? So fresher के group में अगर मैं difference पूछूं और repeater के group के respect में.
So there's a sea of difference. There's a sea of difference. देखो, जो fresher group है, this is full of anxiety.
Right.
They don't ABC. उनको कुछ भी नहीं पता कि क्या होने वाला है.
Right, sir.
Basically, they're starting from scratch, I would say.
Right, sir.
With a repeater. Now, repeater में भी अपनी category है. In my tenure, I have seen a repeater coming for the 27th time.
My God. Okay.
So
Okay.
his knowledge is more than mine,
Right, sir.
to be honest.
Right,
But
sir.
the fact of the matter is that he has come 27 times and he has not benefited from it,
Right. Got
to
it,
be
sir.
very frank.
Mhm.
The problem with the repeater is, I'll tell you, so there are repeaters, so we call them hardcore, and a
Mhm.
repeater is genuine repeater.
Right.
Now, a genuine repeater is one who
Mhm.
could have had minor, aberrations, which can be polished
Yeah.
in due course of time. There's no denial that a fresher and a repeater are not measured by the same yardstick.
Okay.
Obvious. Obviously,
Mhm.
we have to have that leverage. Because
Right.
one has had exposure and one has not had the exposure.
Mhm.
So
Right.
we expect a repeater to know perform a little much better.
Mhm.
Reason being, because if he doesn't perform, that means he has not gone into retrospection of his last attempt.
Right, sir. True.
Then there is a third category of repeater
Mhm.
who has been recommended,
Right.
but either it didn't come in the merit or
Mhm.
there could be any personal reasons for which he failed to join.
Right, sir.
Now, in this again, there are two categories.
Mhm.
One
Mhm.
who could have missed it because of various personal reasons.
Right, sir.
He knows that he's going to make it.
Right.
But there another category of repeaters who have been recommended,
Mhm.
but they know at the back of their mind they feel कि मुझे कोई रिजेक्ट नहीं कर सकता, मैं एक
Right.
बार सेलेक्ट हो गया हूं अब तो होऊंगा ही होऊंगा, जिसको हम बोलते हैं कॉम्प्लिसेंसी फैक्टर.
Right. 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 Yes,
So
sir.
that because for a GTO is visible,
Mhm.
his display is complacency
Mhm.
or his display is genuine.
Mhm.
You can make it out.
Right, sir.
So that's what happens.
Got it. Right, sir. So, out of 9 tasks, approximately 4 tasks are based on Balla Fatti, PGT, despite GT, final group task, and even command task is used by those resources only. So, there are candidates which face difficulty in, implementing the ideas. Yeah, their lack of ideas. So, sir, somewhere or the other, how somebody can really work on these particular tasks if they really want to practice it and they want to improve in these particular tasks.
No, I would say there's no need to practice.
Okay.
Like I always keep telling one thing.
Mhm.
You must remember, it is your application.
Right,
You see,
exactly.
like I always keep them giving example. I said, यार तुम बल्ली फट्टे के चक्कर में मत पड़ो, बेंचों को स्ट्रक्चर्स को मत देखो. I always tell them, I give you example. मैंने कहा आप घर में बैठे हो, आप
Mhm.
बल्ब फ्यूज हो गया,
Mhm.
आपकी मम्मी ने बोला बेटा बल्ब चेंज कर दो.
Right.
मैंने कहा the same task I give it to you as a group
Mhm.
and I call one by one कि
Right.
भाई ये बल्ब चेंज करना है.
Mhm.
I say if there are 9 people, will
Mhm.
all 9 of you change the bulb in the same pattern? Invariably the answer is no, sir. Then I
Mhm.
ask them why.
Right.
Tell me the difference now. I said if you can understand the difference,
Mhm.
you're ready for the GTO task.
Right, sir.
As simple as that. Number one. Number two, होता क्या है? I'm quite surprised. I'm not forget about the candidates coming with the urban background.
Mhm.
Even candidate with the rural background don't know how to use a rope.
Mhm.
That is very surprising.
Mhm.
आई टेल देम देखो रूप ऐसे यूज हो सकता है, ऐसे गांठ बन सकती है. उनको यही नहीं मालूम है कि लूप कैसे बनाना है, उनको
Mhm.
यही नहीं मालूम है रोप कैसे बांधना है.
Mhm.
The elementary thing. No
Mhm.
books are required for this. But it is absolutely nothing, only one thing, that is application.
Right, sir.
That's it.
Right.
And as far as the GTO series physical activity is concerned,
Right.
you have to have the
Mhm.
will to take risk.
Mhm.
That means you have to come into the foreground.
Right, sir.
Between the two lines, start line and finish line, you have to come in between them.
Right,
That
sir.
means if you are not in the play field,
Mhm.
then I treat you as a spectator.
Mhm.
It is as simple as that.
Right, sir. Got it, sir.
So there lies the crux of the matter.
All right, sir. So you have a very vast experience and you're still being around, surrounded by the candidates only. So कोई ऐसा group आपने encounter किया हो that has been really given a very unique impression on you, throughout the service and later on as well, that particular group is still being remembered by you, sir, because they have performed so well.
Yes, I remember way back. I'm talking of way back in 1986.
Okay.
ND entry. I had a batch. I had a batch of 8 candidates.
Mhm.
They were superb. You'll be surprised. Out of those 8, 7 made it.
Okay.
7 were recommended.
My God. Okay,
Very
sir.
unique. But
Mhm.
of course, 80s was a different era altogether.
Mhm.
System has not gone undergone a change, but society has definitely undergone a change.
Right, sir.
Now it is very difficult to find now.
Mhm.
The simple reason is, I'm sure you must be aware of that. Today's youngsters don't read.
Mhm.
And when I say don't read means they don't read newspaper.
Right,
They
sir.
don't read magazines. They
Mhm.
don't listen to the news. They
Mhm.
don't watch TV.
Right,
They
sir.
don't play games. So
Mhm.
how do keep them updated? And
Mhm.
our entire ball game is based on this only.
Right. Right. Got it. All right. So along with that also, there are plenty of tasks. 9 tasks are playing each and every one. Is unique in its own way, so but still any three of the tasks you feel like they are very important. Candidates need to pay more attention to any particular 2 to 3 tasks, even though it's a 360-degree, evaluation of the performance of the candidate. But any of the 3 tasks.
I wouldn't say any of the 3 tasks,
Mhm.
but definitely what I do believe and I do tell candidates, even now I would like to say
Mhm.
that this GTO technique as such has been involved in such a manner to just to tell you. For example, we start with group discussion.
Right.
You are ignorant of the subject.
Mhm.
You have never been in a group.
Mhm.
You have never spoken in a group.
Right,
So
sir.
in the bargain, what happened? You are nothing but just a spectator.
Right.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I always tell the candidate, if that be the case,
Mhm.
no love lost.
Mhm.
Don't lose heart, my dear.
Mhm.
I said, because you'll get another chance. When? When lecture will come.
Right,
There'll
sir.
be no group. There'll be
Mhm.
no group.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Subject, there'll be no subject. You have the option of choosing subject. There are 4 topics.
Right,
So
sir.
you have the freedom to choose subject of your choice.
Mhm.
You have all the liberty to speak.
Mhm.
There's nobody who's going to challenge your talk.
Right.
Now prove your worth.
Mhm.
If you prove your worth there,
Mhm.
then I'll not penalize you here.
Right, sir.
Then you're going to have another half chance.
Mhm.
That half chance is in group planning exercise prior to lecturing.
Right, sir.
There again, you got two facets
Right, right.
by writing
Mhm. And the
as
body.
well as by speaking.
Right.
So even if you play 50-50 here and
Mhm.
full in lecturate,
Mhm.
you still come in the line of winners.
Right, sir.
But this needs to be understood. Likewise, in the outdoors. So in
Mhm.
the outdoors, you see, we have got PGT,
Mhm.
we have got half group task.
Right.
Right. You couldn't perform in PGT.
Mhm.
It's a large group.
Mhm.
Competition is high. Fair enough. Again, you are in the line of a spectator.
Mhm.
No love lost. Leave it. Don't carry it forward. The next task is half group task.
Mhm.
The group is smaller.
Mhm.
Your chances are higher. Now try to prove your worth.
Mhm.
Come up with ideas.
Mhm.
Come into action. Okay? Half the battle is won.
Mhm.
Another half is left now. Now,
Mhm.
another half which is left, you can play in command task.
Right.
Now you are full hand.
Mhm.
आपको पूरी आजादी है कैसे करना है कैसे नहीं करना है किससे करवाना है क्या करवाना है मैं कितना करूंगा कैसे करूंगा इज
Mhm.
लेफ्ट so
Okay.
again it is 1.5.
Mhm.
See, this is the way the candidate must understand, particularly those who are not the front runners.
Mhm.
I'm talking of the people in the middle.
Mhm.
फ्रंट रनर तो फ्रंट रहेंगे ही रहेंगे
बिल्कुल.
बैक बेंचर वाले बैक बेंचर ही रहेंगे
Mhm.
सारा दार मदार है जो बीच की कैटेगरी है
Right, right.
they have to decide whether they would like to move ahead or
Mhm.
they would fall back.
बिल्कुल.
So there is nothing I can't say कि ये important है और ये important और ये important.
Mhm.
If somebody
Got
has
it.
understood what I am trying to convey,
Mhm.
he definitely will be able to. That's
Right.
what I always. I'm a very strong preacher of this.
Mhm. Got it, sir. So, एक और चीज, defense field require physical fitness, a good physical fitness, sir. And I have seen that, people who are doing individual obstacle 10 and above, repeating the task during the individual obstacle, they are not being sometimes selected. But there are people who just might be able to do 4 to 5 tasks of individual obstacle. They get the recommendation, even though they are not able to complete the whole 10 tasks. So, sir, does it really compromises with, physical fitness, putting other
No,
factors on priority?
no, it's not that. You see, basically, if I have to talk about, say, individual obstacles for that
Hmm.
matter, I'm not seeing your physical stamina.
Hmm.
Whether you do 10
Hmm.
or you do 5 does not indicate that. Reason being, if you've done 5,
Uh-huh.
training, we have got long training period.
Right,
Will definitely, the day will come when you will not do 10, you'll do 15.
right.
I leave it at the trainability part of this.
Mhm.
That's
Okay.
similarly, a person who has done 10, because I always say this is the only task in the entire series
Uh-huh.
because it is tabulated.
Mhm.
And this is the only task where candidate can decide for himself कि यार मैंने अच्छा किया कि नहीं अच्छा किया.
Right.
जिसने 10 किए वो कहता है मैं विनर हूँ, जिसने 5 किए बोलता है मैं तो मर गया.
Mhm.
So I always tell them no, don't go by quantity, go by
Mhm.
quality. There are 2-3 important elements. Number one,
Mhm.
how you do the tasks.
Right.
That's it.
Mhm.
Number two, any display of fear,
Mhm. Okay.
because there are uh, individuals we have seen, uh,
Mhm.
people have fear of height,
Exactly, sir. Right.
people have fear of from water.
Mhm.
Important. These are important things, very much applicable in the defense forces.
Mhm.
So that is one element which cannot be ignored. Second, your time management.
Right, sir. Getting a different perspective. Okay.
Time management is equally important.
Mhm.
Then the last part, your control over your limbs.
Right.
Control over your limbs. These are the aspects which need to be looked at. I don't care whether you do 10 or you do 6. So
Okay.
far, I get my data. I'm
Mhm.
happy.
Okay, sir.
You have done 10, but you have given me a different indication.
Mhm. Got it. All right.
So that is where, fine tuning is required.
I was having a very different perspective before asking this question, sir. Now I got a different, direction कि इस इन parameters के log भी आप analyze करते हैं, sir. So snake task is also very important. If you ask any candidate which task they really enjoyed in GTO is the snake race. So, and particularly यहाँ पे भी, sir, there are certain myths they put that locations really matter. If you're standing in front, or you should stand in last, or any of the locations, sir. But what exactly is the motive of snake race, sir? What it is looking in the candidate when they are performing in front.
Two, three very important aspects. Number one, the first thing it shows the bondage
Okay, sir.
among the group members.
Mhm.
If they have got good bondage, they'll have a good coordination.
Absolutely.
Number two,
Mhm.
how much concern each member has for the other.
Okay, sir.
Because group obstacle race में जो obstacles हैं,
Mhm.
number of places you
Mhm.
really struggle
Right.
for various reasons. For
Mhm.
example, your height could be 5 foot to 2 inches.
Right, sir.
My height is 6 feet.
Mhm.
Both of us have to climb a wall.
Right, sir.
Wall is 8 feet.
Mhm.
99 times you will not be able to climb
Mhm.
because of your shorter stature.
Right, sir.
And
Absolutely.
99 times I'll be able to climb because I'm long.
Mhm. Right.
I'm tall.
Right, sir.
So now it becomes my concern. You as a member of my group, I
Mhm.
know you will not be able to climb.
Mhm.
So before I climb, I must make sure that you climb. I support you.
Okay, sir.
See, it's a very important human element
Mhm.
which cannot be ignored.
Right.
Which candidates do ignore?
Mhm.
Reason being because वो कहीं पर वो selfish element भी आ जाता है.
Mhm.
कहीं पर वो winning का भी वो आ जाता है कि I should be the first one in the group.
First one.
I should.
Right.
But you are first one at the cost of somebody else.
Got it, sir.
It
Right.
has got a a slightly deeper
Right.
aspect of human nature.
Right, sir.
So these small little aberrations
Mhm.
matter.
Absolutely. Right, sir. Got it. So I think I have covered almost every task in whatever possible way. But there are other factors also. GTO is also involved in screening part, and in the conference also GTO is there, sir. And I could not cover all the question, because if we are going to cover all those factors, it is going to be beyond time limits. So, sir, because candidates are about to go to their SSP and they're watching this video, any suggestion you want to give with respect, if they are going for the very first time, and in terms of also a repeater, any suggestion you want to give respect to SSP, so if somebody is going for this for the very
See, I
first
always say, be it SSB or any interview or any exam in your life,
time?
there are three things
Mhm.
you must, and you must be, you must. You must have communication ability.
Mhm.
You must have awareness.
Mhm.
Very important.
Okay.
And lastly, you must have self confidence. कॉन्फिडेंस तो पैदा की जा सकती है,
Okay.
लेकिन सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस कि
Mhm.
मैं कर सकता हूं
Mhm.
या मैं कर सकती हूँ,
That
जब
is
तक
right.
आप में ये जज्बा नहीं होगा अंदर से,
Mhm.
और ये कोई पैदा नहीं कर सकता,
Because
you only you can do for.
Mhm.
If you have mastery on these three things, I think you're on track. You are on track. You need not do anything else,
Yes, sir.
but find ways to get on these three aspects. Communication skill,
Mhm.
आप पे होना ही होना है. अवेयरनेस, और अवेयरनेस का तो मैंने बहुत बार बताया. अवेयरनेस ऑफ योर, be it your home, be it your town, be it your state, be it your country, be it your continent, in that stage
Right.
you must have it.
Right, sir. So we have come to an end, and it has been always my pleasure to have you during the session. And I wish I got a lot of requests by the candidates to do another session with you very soon. But sir, I'm really grateful for your time that you have given, because your experience is highly valuable. For the people who are preparing, sir, I'm just a medium to connect you with the audience. But
I hope people will benefit. People will get, even if they get 5% of what I have said, I'm sure they will go a long way in that.
yes, sir. Jai Hind, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching the video, and let me know in the comment section below if you have any doubts. Follow for more such content. Jai Hind.